Hi, in this video, we're going to learn how to make logos. To be specific, we're going to learn how to make this logo right here, which I created. Now, there are 7 types of logos to be exact. There is the word mark, the letter mark, pictorial mark, the abstract mark, the mascots, the emblems, and the combinations. The example that I have right here is an abstract mark. So let's begin by creating a new document. You can choose any size you want, but for my example right here, I'm going to go with a square document, which I'm going to use as 1000 pixels of width and 1000 pixels of height. Now, the one thing that you should focus on is your color mode. Yours might be set to RGB by default, but then what you want is CMYK, especially if it's going up for print. So if your logo is most probably going to be used for the web or for any other reasons other than print, it's best that you go for RGB color. But then if it's going for print purposes, then it's best you go for CMYK color. For my example here, I'm going to choose the CMYK color and click on create. Now before you start designing your logo, there are different things that you should do first. One is you should sketch your logo on a piece of paper using a pen or pencil. And two is you should decide your color palette beforehand. I have all that done, so I'm going to go to my file explorer. As you can see, this is my color palette and this is my sketch. I'm just going to drag it and drop it onto my canvas. As you can see, it pops up as a layer. I'm going to lock this layer because I want to draw my shape on top of it and I don't want it to be moving along. So I'll just click on this lock icon right here. Let's bring in the color palette as well. Drag and drop. I'm going to place it to the corner. Click enter. And let's lock this as well. I'm going to hide the color palette for now. So another thing that you would find very useful, especially for logo designing, is the rulers. Now rulers are these numbers that you can see on the top and to the side of the canvas. If you can't see it, you can go to view and hit rulers, as you can see right here, or you can press the shortcut Ctrl R. I'm going to place some rulers onto my canvas to match the shape. This will make it much more easier and convenient to draw out the logo. Once you've put the rulers in place, now for logos, it is always best that you use vector tools. Unlike raster images, which will start pixelating after a certain point. We use vector tools because vectors can be scaled to any size that you want. Now the vector tools in Photoshop are the pen tool, the text tool, and also the shape tools. I'm going to use the pen tool for my example right here. I'm going to use it to just trace over the sketch that I've done. So let's select the pen tool right here. Once your pen tool is selected, make sure that your pen tool is set to the shape so that it creates new layers as shapes in your layers panel. So I'm going to start creating this logo using the pen tool. You click Alt to manipulate the handles. Let's get rid of the fill for now. And there you have it. There's your shape 1. Let's give it a stroke for the time being so that we can see it. I'm going to give it a 5 pixel stroke. As you can see here, it comes as a shape layer. Now let's do the next part of the shape. And there you have it. There's your 2 shapes that you need for this logo right here. Let's hide the sketch layer and see how it looks. Well, this is basically what I need right now. Now I want to fill this with the color of my choice, and for that, as I had already told you in the beginning, to choose a color palette. I have mine right here, and I want to go for a gradient color. Let's choose the shape tool again, and let's select whichever layer you want to color first. I'm going to go for a gradient. Let's first get rid of the stroke. Just click fill. And these are the different options you see on the fill. There's color swatches, as you can see right here. Then there's a gradient, and then there's also the patterns. I'm going to go for a gradient right here. Um, Click on this, and let's choose this as a first color. And click on the next stop, and click on this as a secondary color. Once you've decided your colors, you can also adjust the gradient accordingly, at least for this example, or you can reverse it as well. I like it the way it is, so let's keep it like that itself, and click enter. Now for the next one, let's select that layer, go to the shape tool, get rid of the stroke, and let's fill it with the gradient. Let's click on the stop again, select this color, and stop again, select this color. Now I want to reverse this because I want it to match the two shapes' colors. So I'm going to click on this reverse icon right here, and I'm liking the way it looks. And there you have it, there's your logo for you. I want to give this document a background as well, and that's why I've chosen this third color over here. So let's create a new layer and bring it down below. I'm going to name it background. Let's choose the eyedropper tool, as you can see in the toolbar here, or you can press I for a shortcut. I'm going to click on this color, and as you can see, when you click on the eyedropper tool with the color, it comes on your foreground color, and you can press Alt and delete to fill that layer. There you have it. Background is also filled. I'm done with using the rollers, so let's hide it. For that, you can press Ctrl H and the rollers get hidden. Let's lock this background layer. Let's also hide the color palette. I want this logo, the different shapes of the logo, to be one single layer. For that, I'll select both the layers by clicking Shift, right click on it, and click on Convert to Smart Object. Now, the reason why I converted it to a smart object is because it comes as one layer, but it's not merged technically. If you double click on the thumbnail, it opens up a new document with the two layers. This way, you can edit it afterwards as well. It's a non-destructive way of editing. There you have it. I'm going to resize this logo. I'm happy with that. Now the next thing we need to get into is the typography. The typography, we're going to use a text tool right here. Let's click on here. I want it to be center aligned, and the name of the brand that I'm going to go with is Aurora. So there you. I'm going to change the color by selecting it. I want the same light color as of the logo, so let's choose that. Let's change up the size as well. For now, let's click OK. I want this to be centered, so let's click on the layer that you want to align. Press Ctrl A to select the entire canvas. Go to the Move tool, and click on Align vertically and align horizontally. So now it's in the center, but I want it below the logo. Let's press Ctrl D to deselect. Press Shift so that it doesn't go wayward, and let's just drag it down. There, it's perfect there. I don't like this font, so I'm going to change it. Yeah, I'm going to go with this right now. Now there are different options in the Properties tab or in the Text panel. If you don't see the text panel, you can go to Window, click on Character. Click on Character. As you can see, this will show up. Now this is the tracking. Now tracking is sets the distance between the letters and the entire word. When you hover over the icon, you can see the cursor changes. If you left click on it, you can drag to the left to decrease and drag to the right to increase. I want to increase the tracking over here a little bit so that it looks a little bit more cleaner. I want to go with a tracking of 220. Once you're satisfied with it, let's rearrange right now. And once you like the way the entire logo looks right now, you can finalize on it, and there you have it. This is one way of making logos in Photoshop. There are different ways of making different logos using different tools in Photoshop. This is just one simple example.